Why did you change? Why are you butt naked on the cement? Oh no! Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are still continuing on with our tie stick excursion, finding bin Ronkers. If you guys hadn't seen the first update, I advise you to go watch that first, just so you're not confused on how we got to this point. But there were a few hiccups when recording this. Not even when recording. There were a few hiccups when I was playing, and it just kind of delayed the process a little bit. And I kind of just went through it like twice. So I will show you guys exactly what I have done in order to meet Mr. Ronkers, get the tie sticks, and some really good cannabis as well. If you found this video helpful at all or just plain old interesting, please leave me a like, a comment, and please subscribe, as I do post new videos every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern time. So stay tuned, and we're about to get right back on into it. And first thing off the bat, I was not paying a whole lot of attention. I did not notice like each one of these, goals as you climb up the mountain is timed. I was just not paying enough attention. I don't know. My Sims were tired. And then I didn't even think about it because I really should have just had them eat those energy bars so that they didn't have to sleep for so long. So yeah, what ended up happening, the excursion was canceled, and it says, after too many delays, the group must abandon the climb. Everyone is quite disappointed. And I was low-key freaking out because I was like, what? No, I did all this work. But I was like, you know what? We did it once. We can do it again. So that's no skin off my nose. It'll just reinforce what we've learned, right? And then I noticed there were some new sentiments with my mountain climber, Ava. My mountain climb partner or whatnot. And this is when I found out she was married. I did not know she was married. I kind of just stole her away from her husband. But luckily she doesn't have kids. But yeah, resentful about a failed climb. But we packed it up and we're heading on home to basically get some more ingredients for our protein and energy bars. And so we can make this full climb. So we are currently at the market. It's springtime, of course, because these fruits are only, I guess, blooming during the springtime. And so, like I said, we need blackberries, cherries, strawberries, and apples to make those specific protein or energy bars. However, when I went to the stands today, they didn't have any blackberries. So we're only going to be able to make energy bars, which is fine because that's really all we need in case we get tired. And for some reason, when we got back home from the market, my sim had the brightest idea to go play in a pile of dirty leaves. Like, look at the bugs and the stench coming off. I was like, please do not do this. Please do not do. Oh, she was so close. She was like, oh, I was about to. But, oh, gosh. I was like, yeah, set that shit aflame because, ew, no way you're about to play in that. But anyways, getting back on track. As you see, we've got our inventory full of fruit. So I'm just going to go ahead and have them create their energy bars. You don't have to do this before the excursion. They make them really quick, so you can actually make them when you're on the mountain climb. But for whatever reason, I was just like, they can go ahead and make it so that way whenever they get hungry, it'll just be there for them to eat. Alright, so we are back at the bathhouse, about to start our second excursion. And it was only until now that I realized how to check the leaders and the members' readiness. So you have to be the leader of the excursion, of course. You check yourself, apparently, and then you'll go and check your mate or whatever the case may be, but obviously not as her. You need to check her as the leader or check them as the leader. But whenever I was clicking on it, for some reason, it wouldn't do it right away. Like, it wouldn't just do it as a regular, interaction. Like, I'd click on it and nothing would happen. So what I had to do was do other interactions, like talk about the calluses on your hand or, just some random interaction, and then follow it up with check the readiness of, your member. So I don't know if y'all's game kind of does that as well, but just if it doesn't work, that's how you accomplish it. However, it did take me a little second to figure out how to complete it, of course, because I was like, why is this not working? Why is this not working? I was continuously clicking and it just was not doing it. So I just went ahead with going to the map marker. And after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to do all these interactions and try to throw it in there and see if it worked. And it did. So when it's finally completed, you're able to move on without basically like any penalty. And what I mean by that is obviously when you get to the next step of your mountain climb, you're not going to be tired or have to like sleep or, you know, prematurely eat what you guys brought. And so when you fully complete it, it says spirits are high as the group completes their first climb and reaches the next location in their ascent up Mount or whatever. Everyone also earned a mountain climbing t-shirt. So, you know, everybody's good. Everything's good. And we're rocking on. So this is where I was confused. I thought that these goals were in order of how they should be completed, but they're not. So you have to read all of them and make sure you complete them in the order that you think they need to be completed in. Because if you notice, that tent comes before the wall. So you're going to need to rest your sim for an hour before you climb that wall, which is something I didn't do. I was just like, oh shoot, I started looking around. I was like, there's no other tent up here. So we would literally have to call back down this wall, go to the tent, rest for an hour. And obviously this is timed. So all of that wasn't going to work. So we ended up literally moving on without resting or, you know, any of that extra stuff. Because I just didn't know. I thought, you know, there was other tents along the way, but I guess not. So although we didn't stop for rest, it was fine. It says the climb up from Croft Icefall was cold and beautiful. There's room for improvement on that section of the trail. The group's leader has earned a middling mountaineer trait. So cool. I earned a trait and she knows there's things we got to work on. But now we can eat these energy bars and we'll be good. So everything works out. So after eating those, we find our next wall to climb, and it wants us to climb courageously, not cautiously, not normally, but courageously. So we're going to climb that and then find that mile marker, which is all the way around the other side of the mountain once we climb it. And as y'all can read, I read extremely too fast because I clicked a cautious climb, but it's okay. I went back and canceled and had them climb courageously. So no worries there, guys. We did it correct. So after we climb that wall courageously, we make it to the peak, and it says there were some minor bumps and hiccups, maybe even a little frostbite, but the group finally made it up the Croft Icefall and to the peak. Everyone is elated. The group can join the exclusive club of Sims who can wear the mountain climbing beanie to show off their accomplishment. Their leader earned a capable mountaineer trait. And something about hanging a plaque on the wall. But who cares about that? We got the extra stuff. And right there is the man, the myth, the legend, Ben Ronkers. And my first idea when meeting him was like, let's smoke these Thai sticks. Let's get that out the way. We came all the way up here for these Thai sticks. We've got to. And then I thought, oh yeah, they said he was up here breeding cannabis. So he's got to have some really good weed as well. So let me go ahead and check out what kind of, you know, strains this guy's got so I can check that off the list as well. But baby, do you think we got that far? Do you think we got that far? Let me tell you something. No. That shit shipped my ass straight home. And so then I go to look and like my friends and I'm like, okay, maybe I can invite him over to buy some weed. Hell no. We have to climb all the way back up this mountain again to get that. And I was like, bro, there's just no way. Everything about this mountain excursion is going wrong. And then what seriously freaked me out is she got naked and passed out. I was like, bro, did she die? And then I saw the Z's and I was like, oh, thank God. But I was like, why did you change? Why are you butt naked on the cement? So at this point, guys, I can't even fake the funk. I was so outdone at the turn of events. Guess what I did? I hit that main menu, I hit that exit, and I did not save a single thing because what? But it's okay, y'all, because nothing can keep me down for long, and I really wanted to complete the scenario, not only for you guys, but for myself. Like, this is something that I just really wanted to do. So I got back on, I did a little woosah, and I was like, I'm going to complete this and complete it the right way. So I ended up getting back on, and the first thing I did was assign some random dude by the market as a drug dealer, just to kind of see if I was to assign drug dealers in different worlds, if they would have different strains of weed that I'm looking for, which he actually did. He had more strains than the girl that I initially bought weed from and got those 4 packs from. So I went ahead and bought all of them just to make sure, but he only had 2 other strains that the girl that I previously bought from didn't have. But fact is, we're now at 6 out of 11, so we're halfway there. So now we're back at this mountain. Didn't feel the need to go through all of that extra stuff that I previously did. But back at the mountain, we've got, you know, everything sorted away. We were able to, you know, check the readiness of everybody. Everything's good. And we were going to complete this fully. Like, all of the things that it needed us to do, we're going to do it. That means sleeping in the tent, creating a fire, all this extra stuff. And I didn't even see like the fire like pit or anything the first time or the second time we went up, so I just thought that was kind of crazy, but maybe it just has to do with how much you complete. I'm not sure, but we're taking that hour nap. And it does let us know that spirits are high as the group completes their first climb and reaches the next location, you know, as they ascend up. So there was no issues, nobody's extra tired or anything like that. Everything's good to go. And as soon as it said, you know, have your Sims rest for an hour checked off, I woke them jokers slam up. Time to get moving, babe. So obviously now we're going to go ahead and inspect the conditions of this wall so that we can climb it. And then we are going to be off to that map marker and on to our next set of goals. So when we get up there, it says everyone is thrilled they made it this far. The group's leader has earned, you know, capable mountaineer trait, which I already had. If I would already have if I would have saved it, but you know. So now we need to get something to eat and light a bonfire. So I had them go ahead and make their little energy bars and eat them up. I didn't already have them pre-made for this trip because I was like, I don't even know how far we're gonna get in this climb for real. But I didn't make it to this part before. I don't know if it just kind of left it out, or I don't know, maybe we just sucked at completing the other one, so it was like, yeah, we're not even going to have them light a bonfire. I don't know. But fact is, we made it this far, we've got new goals, and I'm happy about it. And as we search the perimeter and scroll on over, we see the bonfire is a little ways away. And the crazy part is there happens to be a blackberry bush right next to the fire pit. So I was like, oh, great. So in case, you know, we need to make a protein snack, we can, because now we have blackberries. I couldn't get any at the market, so this is great. But anyways, we light up the bonfire and I go ahead and harvest all of those blackberries. And I didn't realize when I uproot the plant, I thought I was going to be able to keep the plant to maybe like replant it somewhere else. No, she gets that plant up into a trash bag and tosses it into the fire. I was not expecting that. I grabbed my mouth. I was like, what? But anyways, I guess no harm, no foul. We got the blackberries off the bush, so I guess the bush was null and void by that point. And I think there's another bush right there that I probably should have went ahead and harvested, but whatever. Our main concern and goal at this point is literally to get up this mountain and have enough time talking to Ben Ronkers about these tie sticks and get this weed. That's like the only thing. You know, we got a few blackberries. Next. So we climbed up the wall, got to that map marker, and we are off to our next destination, which is the peak. And once again, we meet Ben Ronkers. It says the group has reached the peak of Mount Yeah after conquering the cropped ice with grace and style. Everyone is ecstatic. Yay! So, you know, obviously the same stuff as before, and I'm an expert mountaineer now, so we actually did really good this time. Like that, I'm pretty sure we gold on it. We did. I'm pretty sure we made gold on the gold event. But anyway, treating this as I have been here before, my first instinct was to go ahead and buy some cannabis from this man before it tries to say, huh, time to go. And I just flash out of here without any knowledge. So looking at his menu, he's got all of the seeds and everything that you need to grow weed, as well as a good bit of just actual bud. However, he is missing 2 strains that I don't have. They're hybrids. So now I'm like, dang, I'm probably gonna have to climb back up there to buy seeds because I didn't buy seeds. They were expensive. Okay, more expensive than buying, but I didn't know like there probably wasn't going to be another place that I could buy them from if Ben Ronkers doesn't have it. So yeah, chances are we'll be taking another excursion to go buy seeds. I just kind of wish I was thinking about everything in its entirety. I should have spent up the whole $3,000. I should have did mother load and just not cared about it. I don't know, but it happened. However, we got them strains of weed, so we're now up to 9 out of 13 of that goal. And now we are going to smoke some Thai sticks because that is also part of the goal. So at this point, I was a little worried that I wasn't going to get credit for smoking the Thai sticks because, as you can see, we're still at 9 out of 13 of the goals completed for this cannabis connoisseur. And I was just like, oh God, like, I don't know what to do. Maybe I should smoke it again, talk about, breeding cannabis, talk about anything, I don't know, to maybe like jumpstart it, checking off that I did it. But in reality, I think it just kind of does it at the end of your excursion, like when you go back home, because I noticed when we got back to the bathing house that it was at 10 out of 13. So if you guys see that, and you smoke the Thai stick, like, once, twice, you already know you did it. I would just definitely recommend going ahead and saving while you're up here talking to him. So in case you do get back, home or back to the bathhouse and you see it doesn't do that, you can kind of try again and see if it kind of jump starts that way. But I didn't have an issue with it or had to do that, so just giving you guys ideas if maybe it doesn't ring, check in at the first moment. So as you can see, we're back, I guess by civilization. I'm back naked and I pass out once again, but during this time you'll see it change from 9 to 10. I just don't think it automatically registers it right away up until you wake up from whatever coma you just put yourself into from climbing a mountain. And one thing that'll forever be crazy to me is she gets up, checks her phone, not get up, put some clothes on, but I guess I'll do that for you, girlfriend. But yeah, I get her clothes on and I take off her climbing gear because we are done for today. Tomorrow we are going to head back up that mountain and start buying cannabis seeds and start growing our weed, so that way we can finally check off having all 11 of the strains. So I hope you guys come back for that. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, any suggestions even, leave them in the comments down below. Leave me a like. Please subscribe, as I do post videos every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 5 o'clock. And of course, I hope to see you guys back for another sim vlog with Maddog. Have a great evening, y'all.